pretty easy. A lot of people hear like a different language of a name for food and they think it's really hard, but it's really not. It's quite easy actually. Yes, it has a lot of ingredients. Very little cutting, very little prepping. So for the actual demo, I can't do much. I can show you guys some of the things that I did do, but I was worried about too many people being here and not having enough if I did a demo. So the chilies that I use in quesabirria are New Mexico chilies and ancho chilies. And both of them are really spicy by themselves, but birria is not spicy at all. So when you're making birria, you don't want seeds and everything in there, so you're going to cut the top off of the dry peppers, and you're going to take the seeds out, remove those, discard them, keep them for something else, I don't know. Whatever you would like to do. And then for the actual getting ready to throw everything in the oven, you're going to need to make what's called like the beef broth and the whole mixture. So in order to do that, I'm making sure I go back to my notes, get everything right for you guys. In a pot, you're going to combine chilies, onions, which you're literally just going to cut in half and cut in half again. You're not going to dice it, none of that. Halved tomatoes, that's it. And then minced garlic and beef broth. You can make the beef broth, oh my gosh, beef broth from scratch. You do not have to. You're just going to let that simmer for about 15 minutes or so. And then while that's simmering, you're going to take your chuck roast that you've already, prepped, gotten rid of all the fat. You're going to sear that off. So that means you're just going to take the beef and you're going to give it some nice color. You're not cooking it, you're just giving it color, and it gives it a nice texture. So after that mixture that I talked about is done simmering, you're just going to take it, you're going to blend it, give it a nice puree. And then you're going to pour that over top of your seared beef and throw that in the oven. Likely you should do a Dutch oven. I didn't have that. It still turned out fine. And then that cooks for 3 hours. So I wanted to make sure you guys had that and it wasn't going to, sit here and cook and you guys be stuck here for 3 hours. So I already did that. It's all ready.
What temperature did you cook them?
300.
Oh,
300 for 3 hours.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys are also going to be eating flan. So that's also interesting to make. This was my first time ever making flan, and I'm surprised it came out as good as it did. Have you guys had flan? No? Maybe once. So flan is basically like a caramel, and then I don't even know how to describe flan.
Kind of like creme brulee. Like upside down creme brulee is what I would say.
Yeah.
Kind of pudding texture, maybe a little bit. Little like stiffer pudding.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, panna cotta.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so that was pretty easy to make. You guys want to hear about my process with that? So with flan, you have to make like a caramel that's, when you pour it into the ramekins, it'll solidify at the bottom of the ramekin. So when you bake it and everything, I don't know, it's science. My brain doesn't understand how it doesn't stay solid. But you bake it, and then you let it sit overnight, and then you're supposed to be able to just go around the ramekin with like a knife or something, and just plop it over, and everything comes out all nice and beautiful. And yeah, so it's pretty easy to make. Ish.
So I suppose you let it sit overnight just to let it solidify a little more?
So it solidifies when it's baking.
Okay.
But I heard you can serve flan warm, but I didn't want to do that.
Perfect.
So I wanted it to sit overnight.
Nice.
So a a little bit about birria is all the research I did said like the origin and everything is traced all over the place. But so quesabirria in specific originated in Mexico, and it was because of food truck vendors experimenting with birria in itself. And they came up with like a shrimp taco type thing. So birria is originally like, I think I already talked about this a little bit, but it's a tough cut of meat, and you stew it for a long time, lots of flavors, and what was that? Somebody was talking. Tough cut of meat, long amount of time, lots of flavors. What was I just saying?
You were talking about birria, like the history of it.
Yeah.
Usually
From
tough
Mexico.
cuts of meat,
Okay, so I did get to that part.
Now, where else?
Typically goat. What it was, it started as goat, and a lot of people didn't like goat because it's tough, it's gamey, its texture is not nice. So then they started stewing it, and then that's where birria developed and started. And then of course over time with a recipe, it's always going to evolve, and that's how we have quesabirria.
Nice.
So it just evolved. It was in Mexico, and then it came to California, and now it's all over the U.S. And now it's all over the world. But so quesabirria is served with corn tortillas that you dip in the broth, and then you sprinkle some cheese over the top, and then let that melt down into the tortilla, and then you take your meat, put it in the taco, and I gave you guys more cheese just in case you wanted it. But you take cilantro and onion and top that off. Yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty fun, pretty easy.
How long did it take you to put all of this together?
I've been prepping since Monday.
Since Monday?
Yeah, but it was short amount of prep time, so I was here from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then
Nice.
today's been my longest day so far. Came in at 7:45, so
Nice.
Cold morning to do that.
yeah. Good thing I just got a new battery for my car. Would not have started. All right. Well, I'm gonna have them bring it out so you guys can try everything. Give me 1 second.
We've got, I guess just her and, I saw it.
So I don't know if you two have been in here before, but this is like studio quality. Like there's 4 different cameras, and they can get multiple views, and it's all programmed, and they can put them 2 different zones on those TVs.
So like if she was chopping or preparing, could the camera zoom in on that?
Oh yeah, so that camera can zoom on this, and then the other one can zoom over here, and it'd be on 2 different TVs.
That's amazing.
It's impressive. They don't. And I've talked to Chef Andre. They don't have a room like this at Iowa State or Iowa
It's beautiful.
in their culinary programs. So if we have time, I can show it to you on the computer.
What was that?
We're just talking about the nice room.
I was talking about the studio quality we have here.
It's the same. It's this one.
And the similar space they do have to this at Iowa State, Iowa shared with other departments. So it's not Like this is.
solely.
I mean, I've used this room for my speech class.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have. I have to get somebody to let me in. I don't have access to it. That's fine. I don't need. My card does not need to access this.
Beautiful. I actually haven't been in Building 7 since they remodeled it down here, which is a
Oh.
long time ago.
Well, I'm glad I told. Yeah. Well, when was the last time you had the bistro for lunch? That would have been a while.
I haven't come down in years.
Well.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah, we used to do trainings in Building 7.
This room is now de-approved because we covered the bump.
131, done.
Every bathroom on campus has those.
Uh-huh.
Covered. So someone is going to go around. It's a lot of bathrooms.